This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for March 14th, 2025. It's currently March 9th, 2025, 6:53 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading, $575.92 USD. And the shuffle video for the March 14th reading was created on February 21st, 2025 at 8:13 p.m. Eastern Time. What we're going to cover in this video is the overall trend direction and chart behavior for the day. We'll give you chart behavior and timing for the day's highest high, lowest low, and best trades. And then we're going to give you a sequence of chart events hour by hour. The timing is usually on point to the hour, but not each card's energy will line up perfectly with 1 hour of time. So there will be cases where you need to give the timing plus or minus an hour or two of wiggle room. So it's a sequence of chart events as outlined in the prediction that you want to pay closest attention to. And this is why I advise people who actually want to trade this information the most accurate form of analysis today ever in history. If you want to trade this information, you must have access to the Discord trade alerts as part of early access subscription, because when things are this is an expectation of what we're going to see happen. But if things deviate or the timing is plus or minus a day of wiggle or an hour or two of wiggle room, it's on the Discord trade alerts that I update you in real time, as well as those chart drawings that help you to plan ahead for these entries and exits. All as part of the early access subscription. I'll show you guys how to get that at the end of the video. Now, let's get into it. Before I give you the chart behavior for the day, I want to make sure you're aware the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following through on the rule of karma. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of all profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. 5% of all profits should be donated back to the channel. Effectively, you're paying it forward, keeping the flow of abundance going through the universe, and you're showing gratitude by paying it back. That gratitude begets more gratitude, or gives you more experiences in which gratitude is the result. It leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend the 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're an angel investor of the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get into that chart behavior. So, in the pre-market, we've got to move higher through key resistance. We stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter with the full retracement. Rally turns over right around the open, creating a crest. And then it looks like... Interesting. So there's a big move out of a trough in the first half of the hour, reaching for distant resistance. At that resistance, we likely turn around and decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into an important trough on a one-day chart scale here between 10 and 11. Out of that trough, a rally along a diagonal trend line. I forgot to give you the overall trend. So we're rallying into key resistance for the day, followed by a decline from that resistance with consecutive lower spikes up on the way down. Behavior on the highest high. We have sideways rotation near the highest high, most likely revisiting a support level that we recently met before, with a sharp drop that stands out in that period of sideways rotation. Looks like I missed one of these correspondences. So the high and the low are within close, the day's high and the day's low are within close time proximity to each other based on the correlation to each card significator. Interesting. And then there's a notable fake out or shakeout, some sort of tricky chart behavior near the day's low. So be very, very careful about that. And then near both the high and the low for the day, we have a resistance level that we decline from and then return to in the not too distant future, where we're advised to trade. And it's also stacked up with the Queen of Discs energy, cross-reading correlations. Likely, we're seeing that resistance again. So we got that move higher through key resistance in the pre-market, followed by a decline back down, full retracement, creating a peak. Rally turns over with the crest around the open. Big move to the upside out of a trough, reaching for distant resistance that we then decline from with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, where we have an important trough on a one-day chart. Out of that trough, a rally along a diagonal trend line between roughly 11 and 12 ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility into the 12 to 1 o'clock hour. That period of volatility between 12 and 1 ends with a fast sudden move higher into a high at the top of an important range between roughly 1 and 2 o'clock. From that important range, we should decline pretty notably. A lot of price change into and or out of that high would a decline pretty notably to revisit a support level between 2 and 3. And then out of that, I advise not to chase that decline there into the support between 2 and 3. And then out of that support, another huge move with a breakout to another high for the day or peak for the day in the last hour that we then decline from and probably rally back out of into the close. Most likely see this Ace of Swords resistance that we've seen throughout several of the days of the month already probably around this 2 o'clock hour at least. All right, so yeah, so if we've got a decline off of a high here in the last hour of trading, that might be a good opportunity to open up a long position. You want to close out of longs here. If you're in longs, you'd want to close out of longs here between roughly 1 and 2, but there should be a decline in there in the last hour offering opportunity to open up a long position, and you close that long position the following day. We'll talk about that in more detail when we get into the reading for the following day of the 17th. But again, guys, this should really only be used as a guide of what we expect to see throughout the day. You really should not trade this information. It's entertainment purposes only. If you actually want to trade this info, you need to get access to our live Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts. So you go to our website, Tarot for Traders, hover over Order Now, click on Subscriptions. Early access subscription gets you the earliest access to any of our public posts. All that stuff in the Discord that I showed you, plus the live trading view chart links and drawings. It's currently $100, $1,000 for the year in one lump sum. This is going up. This is probably going to double very, very soon, guys. So if you're lucky enough to get it at these prices, you'll have that price for the lifetime of your subscription. Much love and appreciation, everybody supporting the channel. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.